one box, pick your team. And we were rocking and rolling and filling breaks left and right for the gap. And now we've seemed to frozen. So let's get moving. We got 8 spots left in the Prizm basketball hobby. One boxer plus pick your team. One boxer plus pick your team. Hop into that for 25% off with the link in the bio. We also have a certified division random you can get in for 25% off. 2 certified pick your teams up. We have a select basketball pick your team for 25% off. And then a 3-team random of select basketball for 25% off as well. And then don't forget that we have some UFC for 30% off. UFC for 30% off. All right, we have Andrew Vaughn of the Chicago White Sox going to Edward. Then we have a little Debbie Garcia RC of the New York Yankees going to Adam. Adam, welcome to BreakTraders. Followed by Bobby Dalbach of the Boston Red Sox going to Adam as well. Then we have DJ LeMathio of the Yankees, Rhys Hoskins of the Phillies, Willie Stargell of the Pirates, Babe Ruth of the Yanks, an old school Ken Griffey Jr. of the Seattle Mariners going to Robert. Following that up, we have JT Realmuto of the Phillies. And then, boom, goes the dynamite. It is Mr. Christian Pache of the Atlanta Braves. And that is going to Leland. Followed by a silver Sam Huff RC of the Texas Rangers going to Brian. And then a sluggers Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies going to Lucas. We have Ozzie Smith of the St. Louis Cardinals, Justin Verlander of the Houston Astros, a little Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners headed to Robert right there. Then we have Brandon Woodruff of the Brewers, followed by a Clark Schmidt RC of the New York Yankees, followed by Manny Machado of the Padres, a Jorge Mateo RC of the Padres. No problem, Leo. Thanks for joining us tonight. Of the Padres right there. Willie McCovey of the Giants, a fearless Ramon Laureano of the Oakland Athletics to Mr. CEO, followed by a little Jorge Oña RC of the San Diego Padres, and that is headed to Brian. Then we have a blue Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and that is going to No, followed by a sluggers Teoscar Hernandez of the Toronto Blue Jays going to Brooks. And folks, if you were in break 1288, a certified football break, I'd recommend checking your email. Max Scherzer of the Nationals, followed by an Evan White RC of the Seattle Mariners going to Robert, followed by Paul Goldschmidt of the Cardinals, Justin Turner of the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman of the Braves, Brandon Lowe of the Tampa Bay Rays, a stained glass Michael Trout, a little stained glass Michael Trout of the Los Angeles Angels going to Steven. Nice hit right there. Nice hit right there. Followed by Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. A little red Ramon Urias at a 99 RC of the Baltimore Orioles. Followed by another red Taylor Jones of the Houston Astros going to Adam. Followed by a rookie class Dylan Carlson of the St. Louis Cardinals going to Michael. Harry, I emailed that directly to you if you were in there, so you would have got that break. I can shoot you a message on Discord. I'll have to double check to see if you were in that break or not. It's good news for you though. Eloy Jimenez of the White Sox. Albert Pujols of the Angels. A little Joey Bart RC of the San Francisco Giants going to Adam right there. Followed by Noah Syndergaard of the Mets. Then we have Charlie Blackmon of the Rockies. Followed by Josh Fleming of the Tampa Bay Rays. Going to Adam. Then we have Shane Bieber of the Cleveland Guardians, followed by an illumination Vlad Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays going to Brooksy, followed by Yordan Alvarez of the Houston Astros. Then we have Jeff Bagwell silver, followed by an emergent Oscar Colas of the... This just says international, so John, if you wouldn't mind looking this player up, Oscar Colas. I will Google him as well. We might have to randomize that. Yes, he will be randomized at the end right here. And then we have a rookie autographs, Tanner Hook of the Boston Red Sox going to Adam. A little silver rookie autographs right there. It says he's still unsigned. Brooks Robinson of the Baltimore Orioles. Victor Gonzalez of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And RC headed to Jeffrey, followed by a Jose Garcia RC of the Cincinnati Reds going to Cynthia. Then we have Ramon Urias of the Baltimore Orioles headed to Ron, followed up by Ramon Laureano of the Oakland Athletics. Mike Schmidt of the Phillies, followed by a Nate Pearson RC. Nate Pearson of the Toronto Blue Jays going to Brooks, followed up by a Dylan Carlson RC of the St. Louis Cardinals. And then we got a little, he's fearless, Mr. Carlson of the St. Louis Cardinals going to Michael, followed by Christian Yelich of the Brewers. A little Xander Bogaerts of the Boston Red Sox right there. And followed by a stargazing Marcel Ozuna of the Atlanta Braves headed to Leo. Trevor Bauer of the Dodgers, a little Tanner Hook RC of the Boston Red Sox going to Adam, followed up by David Peterson of the New York Mets going to Adam as well. Then we have Ryan Weathers of the San Diego Padres. Ryan Weathers of the San Diego Padres headed to Brian, followed by Mr. Alex Ramirez. Alex Ramirez of the Seattle Mariners, followed up by Joey Gallo of the Texas Rangers, Jacob deGrom of the Mets, an old school Harmon Killebrew of the Minnesota Twins, and that's headed to Brian. Followed by Jose Abreu of the Chicago Cubs, and it looks like we're going to have a little lime green, and that's going to be out of 125. That's Mr. George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays headed to Brooks. And then we have a Victor Gonzalez, a red, out of the Los Angeles Dodgers going to Jeffrey, followed up by a Fireworks Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox going to Edward. Andre Scrub of the Houston Astros headed to Adam, followed by a Braylon Marquez of the Chicago Cubs going to Adam as well. Then we have Larry Rocker of the Colorado Rockies, followed by Zach McKinstry of the Los Angeles Dodgers going to Jeffrey. Then we have a little Brady Singer of the Kansas City Royals heading to Mr. CEO. Followed by Pete Alonso of the Mets. Corbin Burns of the Brewers. Jose Altuve, Fearless of the Houston Astros. And that is going to Adam. Then we have Michael Brantley of the Astros as well. And then we have Lance Lynn, and that is out of 199 with the blue mojo of the Chicago White Sox headed to Edward. Followed by Ramon Urias of the Baltimore Orioles. That's a little bit of a red version going to Ron right there. Then we have a Fireworks. Baby, you're a firework. Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies. And we got 5 packs left. Luis Diaz of the Miami Marlins headed to Pete, followed by Luis Campusano of the San Diego Padres RC going to Brian. Then we have a little Spencer Howard RC of the Philadelphia Phillies going to Andy, followed by Trey Turner of the Nationals, Jared Kelenic of the Seattle Mariners RC going to Robert. Then we have a little George Springer of the Blue Jays, followed up by Yona Heim of the Texas Rangers. That's going to Brian as well. Jake Woodford of the St. Louis Cardinals headed to Michael. A little Sandy Koufax old school of the Los Angeles Dodgers headed to Jeffrey. Then we have a Dalton Varsho RC of the Arizona Diamondbacks going to No, followed by Yerman Mercedes Blue RC of the Chicago White Sox going to Edward. And then we have a little Bobby Dalbach, a rookie class of the Boston Red Sox going to Adam. Four packs left in this one. Austin Meadows of the Tampa Bay Rays. The Dalton Jeffries RC of the Oakland Athletics to Mr. CEO. Daniel Lynch of the Kansas City Royals to Mr. CEO as well. Alex Verdugo of the Red Sox. Shirton Apostle RC of the Texas Rangers. And that is going to Brian, followed by Dansby Swanson of the Atlanta Braves. We have a Brent Rooker RC of the Minnesota Twins going to Brian. Oh, baby. Really? Only out of 50. Garrett Cole, Fearless of the Yankees. Then we have Hyun-Jin Aru of the Toronto Blue Jays, followed by Randy Johnson of the Arizona Diamondbacks headed to No, followed up by an emergent O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that is going to be going to Adam. And up next, we have the out of 50, and it's going to be a snakeskin Andy Young RC of the Arizona Diamondbacks gone to No. Nice hit right there. Disappointing that snakeskin's only out of 50. I got really excited right there. Jared Olivia RC of the Pittsburgh Pirates heading to Adam. Following that up with Ryan Castellani of the Colorado Rockies. And that is going to Lucas. Jack Morris of the Twins. Ronald Acuna of the Braves. Shohei Ohtani of the Angels. And Alex Bum Aram of the Philadelphia Phillies going to Andy. Then we have a little Drew Rasmussen of the Milwaukee Brewers to Phil. Followed up by an Illumination Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians going to Mr. CEO. Followed up by Kirby Puckett of the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins going to Brian. Don't know why I sleeved that, just out of habit for some reason. Then we have a silver Kyle Hendricks of the Cubs and a stargazing Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox. And here we go. A little snakeskin auto. That is Luis Gonzalez, and that is out of 35 of the Chicago White Sox headed to Edward. There we go, baby. Finally getting some action in Prizm basketball, or Prizm baseball. Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks. Who lives, who dies, who tells Trevor's story of the Rockies. Francisco Lindor of the Mets. Blake Snell of the Padres. Alex Manoah of the Toronto Blue Jays. Right there, had RC headed to Brooks. Followed by Kevin Biggio of the Blue Jays. Cabrian Hayes of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And RC heading to Adam. Followed by Daniel Johnson RC of the Cleveland Guardians going to Mr. CEO. An Illumination. Pete Alonso of the New York Mets to Adam. Followed by Luis Robert of the White Sox. A Kyle Cody Blue RC of the Texas Rangers headed to Brian. And then we have a championship stage Anthony Rizzo of the Chicago Cubs going to Adam as well. Tucker Davidson RC of the Atlanta Braves going to Leo, followed by Nolan Arenado of the Cardinals. We have a Luis Garcia RC of the Houston Astros headed to Adam, followed by Aletty Traveras of the Texas Rangers going to Brian RC. Rafael Marchand of the Philadelphia Phillies headed to Andy. Then we have Whit Merrifield of the Kansas City Royals. The fearless Paul Goldschmidt of the St. Louis Cardinals headed to Michael. Then we have Willie Adams of the Tampa Bay Rays, followed by a Bryce Harper out of 35. The little blue bronze donut circles is navy blue kaleidoscope of the Philadelphia Phillies right there, and that's headed to Adam. A red Jose Garcia RC of the Cincinnati Reds. Following that up with a little bit of Michael Conforto Lumber Inc. Alrighty. Here we go. We got to do one randomization. And that's going to be between everyone for this Colas card. Oscar Colas, a little international. 9 times on this randomization. It is going to Brian with the Texas Rangers. Brian with the Rangers. Now let's run down these rooks. Jose Garcia of the Reds. Rafael Marchand of the Phillies. Letty Taveras of Texas. Luis Garcia of Houston. Tucker Davidson of the Braves. The blue Kyle Cody of the Rangers. Daniel Johnson of the Guardians. Cabrian Hayes of the Pirates. Alex Manoah of Toronto. Drew Rasmussen of Milwaukee. Alex Baum of Philadelphia. Ryan Castellani of Colorado. Jared Olivia of the Pittsburgh. Brent Rooker of Minnesota. Sherton Apostle of Texas, Daniel Lynch of Kansas City, Dalton Jeffries of Oakland, a Bobby Dalbec rookie class of the Red Sox, Jermaine Mercedes of the White Sox, Dalton Varsho of the Diamondbacks, and Jake Werford of the St. Louis Cardinals. And now we have Yona Heim of the Rangers, Jared Klenick of the Mariners, Spencer Howard of Phillies, Luis Campusano of the Padres, Lynn Diaz of Miami, a red Ramon Urias of the Ravens, Brady Singer of, the Orioles, Brady Singer of the Royals, Zach McKistry of the Los Angeles Angels, Braylon Marquez of the Cubs, Andrew Scrub of Houston, Victor Gonzalez of the Dodgers, Ryan Weathers of the Padres, David Peterson of the Mets, Tanner Hook of Boston, a fearless Dylan Carlson of the Cardinals, Nate Pearson of Toronto, Ramon Urias of Baltimore, Jose Garcia of Cincinnati, Victor Gonzalez of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Josh Fleming of Tampa Bay, Joey Bart of San Francisco, Dylan Carlson, rookie class of the Cardinals, a red Taylor Jones of Houston, Ramon Urias out of 99 of the Baltimore Ravens, Evan White of Seattle, Jorge Oña of the Padres, Jorge Mateo of the Padres, Clark Schmidt of the Yankees, Logan Gilbert of the Mariners, Sam Huff Silver of the Rangers, Bobby Dalbec of Boston, Debbie Garcia of the Yanks, and Andrew Vaughn of Chicago. And now on to our featured cards. Our non-autos. We have the stained glass Mike Trout, the out of 35 Bryce Harper, and the out of 50 Andy Young rookie. Andy Young of the Diamondbacks to no. Bryce Harper of the Phillies to Andy. Mike Trout of the Angels going to Steven. And then on to our rookie autos. We have Tanner Houck of the Boston Red Sox, Christian Pache of the Atlanta Braves, and the out of 35 Snakeson Luis Gonzalez of the Chicago White Sox. That's heading to Edward. Christian Pache of the Braves going to Leo. And Tanner Houck of the Boston Red Sox headed to Adam. And with that, we will be right back from BT Field with break 1258, because that is the end of 1258.